Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my list of 12 books for 2021. This video is starting to be a classic here on the channel, and some of you probably already know about this, but in case you are new, let me tell you that each year I create two videos. One is a list of 12 books for that year or for the following year, depending on when I publish that video, and the second video that is part of that series is my reaction to that list 1 year later. The reason for that is because I create this video with a list of 12 books, but I don't write the list anywhere, I don't save the list anywhere, and I never rewatch the video for an entire year. So my goal is that throughout the year I will hopefully be reading these books, because if I put them on the list is because I intend on reading them soon and because I want to read them soon. So at the end of the year we have the true test of finding out if I was in fact that interested in the books and if I picked them up or not. Recently I published my reaction to my list for 2020, I'll leave it here in the cards, and I asked you on that video if you were interested in seeing a list for 2021 or if this was getting old and boring, given that I've been doing these two videos for so many years. But lots of you guys left comments on that video saying that yes, indeed, you want to see a list of 12 books for 2021 and that you also enjoy seeing my reaction 1 year later to that video and finding out with me if I read them or not. In 2020 I did quite well. I managed to read 7 out of the 12 books that I put on the list, so let's find out at the end of this year if 2021 will be the year where I break my own personal record. Without further ado, and without any specific order, let's find out the 12 books that are on this list. The first book that I have here is The Switch by Beth. This is the second book by this author. The first one was The Flat Chair. I loved that book when I first read it, and I've been wanting to read this ever since, and I haven't yet. Will it be this year? Next up, we have Josh's and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by the duo Christina Lauren. This duo is something that I've recently started reading, and I absolutely fell in love with their books, even though one of them was actually a disappointment, but we're not here to talk about that. But I'm definitely curious to read more of them. I have a bunch of their books on my bookshelf, as you saw from my birthday unboxing. The link is here in the cards. But I picked this up specifically because it's small and I need easy things in this list to read, so I try and keep on track. Next up, a random book that I bought in one of my goings to charity shops. I have never heard of this and I have never heard of this author, but this theme is something that definitely interests me and it goes towards my personality, and you're gonna understand why in just a second. So this book is The Assistant and is by C.K. Tremayen. I probably butchered that name over there, but this book is about a smart house, or specifically I think it's the smart devices that go crazy. Do I need to say anything else about this book? Obviously, I want to read it this year. Next up, another book by another author that I've read in the past, that is C.J. Tudor, and this book is an ARC, so the title is here on the side, called The Burning Girls. This was kindly sent to me by Philippa, thank you so much. I have no idea what this book is about, to be honest, but I liked C.J. Tudor in the past, and I want to read more of her. Another author that I discovered in 2020 and I loved, and I want to binge to read all of their books, and that is Taylor Jenkins Reid, and the one that I chose was One True Loves. It's about this person that the husband disappears. She thought it was the love of her life, but he disappears. She thinks he's dead and she falls in love with someone else, and then the dead husband comes back. He wasn't dead after all. It's gonna be heartbreaking, I hope. It's gonna make me cry, I hope. Next up, we have probably the most random book in this list, and the one that I picked up just because I looked at it and I thought, why not? And that is Beach Read by Emily Henry. I thought that maybe for the summer month, or maybe if we manage to go traveling this year for the first time in who knows how long, I would like to pick up this. This is about a love story, obviously, and it's two people. One is a hopeless romantic and the other one thinks true love is a fairy tale. A cute romance? I don't know nothing about this book, but hopefully it will be good. Next up we have The Authenticacy Project by Claire Pooley. This cover is... I love this cover. I don't know why, it's nothing special, but I absolutely love it. And I don't know if this is actually classified as a dystopia or what it is, but basically it's this reality where there is some drug or some intervention or something that makes people tell the truth, and we're following a few people, 5 or 6, 6 strangers and they start revealing their truths and people find out that they are not what they said they were. I don't know much about this book. To be honest, I don't know much about any of these books, but that's how I like going into the books, not knowing anything and then giving myself the chance of being surprised. Next up, another book by one of my most recently favorite authors that I discovered as well in 2020 and I absolutely fell in love. I spoke about this author a bunch of times and that is of course John Marrs. This is his most recent book, The Minders, came out in 2020. I don't think, unfortunately, John Marrs has any books coming out in 2021, but I think he has one confirmed for 2022. So can we just skip ahead and go straight to 2022? I mean, John Marrs is a thriller author. He has written a bunch of other thrillers that I've read. They're all amazing. I think so far I gave all the ones I read 5 stars. Maybe one of them I gave 4, I'm not sure, but they're all amazing. He writes a lot of cliffhangers at the end of the chapters. The chapters are usually very small as well, and the stories are just complete page turners and they have huge plot twists and things that I absolutely didn't see coming. They are excellent and I'm definitely looking forward to read another one of his books. Next up, a book that everyone has been talking about recently, and that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I've read Matt Haig in the past as well. I didn't absolutely love his book, it was a 4-star for me, but whatever. This book is about a library where you can change the things in your life that you have regrets. So you can grab all of your regrets and somehow change them. Again, don't know a lot about it, but everyone's been talking a lot about this and there's some powerful quotes coming from this book, so obviously I'm a sucker for a good quote, so I need to read this ASAP. We're down to the last 3. The next one that I have to show you is All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Breen Greenwood. I've had this on my bookshelves for a while, and meanwhile I forgot what this is about, but I think it's supposed to be a heartbreaking, hard-hitting, emotional story, so I'm here for that. Next up, a series that I would like to start reading this year. I rarely read series because I have the feeling that series are usually from fantasy and I've stopped reading fantasy a long time ago. This is actually a romance series, so I'm looking forward to give this a try. This is the first book, Get a Life, Chloe Brown. The second one is already out and the third one is coming out this year. So I'm looking forward to start this series. Will I read them all? Will I read just the first one? I'm gonna have to find out during the year to see what happens. And finally, the 12th book on this list, another author that I've read in the past, but it was definitely in 2020 that I absolutely fell in love with this author. I read like 3 or 4 books by her and they were all excellent. They all broke my heart in different ways and it was just amazing. This is her most recent book. It's Layla by Colleen Hoover and this is supposed to be a paranormal romance. I've never read anything like this. I never read paranormal things, to be honest. I've seen this being compared to Verity in the way that people say if you liked Verity, you'll probably like this one as well, but they're not similar. That's what people say. So it gets compared to Verity, but not really. What does that mean? I have no idea, but I'm definitely super curious to read this year. And there you go, guys. These are my 12 book lists for the year 2021. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not gonna review this footage for a whole year. The last time I'm going to see this is while I'm editing, so I guess I'll see you in December for the reaction to this list and to find out if I read all of this or not really. Wish me luck. Thank you for watching the video and thank you for letting me know that you do enjoy this little series that I have here on my channel, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye!